Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Monisha. I am a psychiatrist working here in London. I make videos about navigating your life in your 30s as an expat, life in London as a doctor, travel, and evidence-based lifestyle tips, a little bit of everything basically when you think of work-life balance. Today's video is going to be the big reveal of what specialty I have gotten into for my higher training. When I'm going to be using these words, I'm also going to be giving you a bit of a context because I am fully aware that a lot of you who are watching do not live in the UK and also might not have medical background. After having explained to you the pathway, I'm actually going to talk a bit about my own journey. So first, strictly, we are going to be talking about the pathway. The way it works here in the UK is that you first do your med school, which is for 6 years. Post 6 years of med school, you are called a junior doctor or a foundation year doctor. What happens in your foundation years is that you're rotated through various specialties. So you're a newly qualified doctor right out of med school, going to be rotated through different specialties, which could be surgery, medicine, psychiatry, GP, radiology, dermatology, and those 2 years are called your foundation years of training, which would be foundation year 1 and foundation year 2. So that's FY1 and FY2. So your 2 years of foundation training are actually equivalent to your housemanship or internship back in your home country. Once you've rotated through these 2 years of your foundation training, you then go on to apply for a specialty of your choice. The way it works here in the UK is that you're not allocated a specialty, you actually individually apply to the specialty you're interested in. So in my case, I applied for psychiatry right after my foundation training. After foundation training, you then apply to the specialty of your choice, which is then called core training. So that could be in psychiatry, or it could be in GP or surgery or medicine. In medicine, it's called IMT, which is internal medicine training. So yeah, there's going to be lots of choices in terms of specialties. So whichever specialty you're interested in, you would be applying to it. The pathway for each specialty is completely different. No two specialties have exactly the same pathway or exactly the same exams. Now, once you've entered your core training, hopefully in the specialty of your choice and in the location of your choice, you go through 2 years or 3 years of core training within that specialty, depending on which specialty it is. Once you've done your core training, you would then exit core training and be working as a middle grade doctor or a specialty doctor. That is something that I am currently doing. Some of the specialties have run-through program, like radiology has it, even psychiatry has a few run-through programs in which you would enter into the specialty in core training as a CT1 or a ST1, and then you would exit it as a consultant. Majority of the specialties aren't run through, so you would have done your core training, which would be general training in that specialty of various different subspecialties, and once you've exited that, then you choose your subspecialty of choice or your niche of your choice. So after your core training, you have a bit of a break, or if you plan it very well, you can start it right off the bat, or you can take a bit of a break for your own mental and physical health well-being, or you can do a bit of middle grade jobs to feel a bit more confident to enter into higher training. So your higher training again depends on which specialty it is, and it can last for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, depending on that. The criteria to enter your higher training are different for each and every specialty. The processes are different. What happens within the higher training is also very different. Once you've completed your higher training is when you're called a consultant here in the UK, and that is like your specialized, your senior most doctor that you can think of in any given hospital is your consultant. So you need to jump all of these hoops, which lasts more than 10 to 15 years for you to then become a consultant here in the UK. Now, a bit about my own journey. I did my med school in India, which was for 4.5 years. Post that, I did 1 year of internship, which is kind of your foundation training here in the UK, which lasted for 1 year. After that, I sat for my PLAB exams, which are UK medical licensing exams to be able to practice medicine here in the UK, which has PLAB 1 and PLAB 2, and obviously separately the English proficiency test, which is your IELTS exam as well. Having sat all that, I attained my GMC license and I started practicing medicine here in the UK as a non-trainee. So my first job was a junior clinical fellow job, and that lasted for around 13 months. Here in the UK, you don't finish one job and then plan the other. You're kind of planning the next one while you're in the job already, because if you are an expat like me, if you're an international medical graduate like me, you require a visa to be working here in the country, and your visa start and end dates are already fixed, but you wouldn't wait till the end of your visa to be planning the next visa. You're kind of thinking about it 4 or 5 months prior to your visa expiring already, about what the next job is going to be. Unless you're in training, then your visa lasts for 3 years or 4 years, depending on how long your training is. Somewhere between my first job, 6 months into my first job itself in the UK, I was planning on what my my next step would be, which was that I knew always I wanted to do psychiatry, and that's primarily the reason I moved countries from India to the UK. So kind of around when the window opened to apply for training, I applied for core training. I'm going to make a full-fledged video about what happens in psychiatry core training. This video is not about that. This is a rough overview, and obviously at the end of it reveal what my higher training specialty is going to be for me to become a consultant in that. Talking about core training, when I entered core training in 2020, I did 3 years of core training, which lasted until 2023 this year, and that was in psychiatry itself. And the way it works in psychiatry core training is that you're rotated through various different subspecialties of psychiatry, wherein the rotations would last for 6 months each. So you have general adult, you have CAMS, you have old age, forensic, learning disability, eating disorders, neuropsychiatry, and within these subspecialties, again, the jobs are split into inpatient jobs and outpatient community jobs. So I kind of rotated through all of these specialties in 3 years. So within these 3 years, there are lots of competencies that you need to elicit other than just sitting for your MRC Psych exams, which are obviously a crucial part. There are 3 parts to MRC Psych exams which I had to sit and pass. Then there's also ARCP. You need to elicit lots of competencies within those rotations, things like, you know, your case-based discussions, your presentations, things like your audits and any kind of publications, research things you need to be doing within your core training. Some of them are not mandatory, but I would recommend you do it because that adds up to your portfolio marks when you're applying for higher training. Even if things are not indicated, I would highly recommend you look into those things and make sure that your portfolio is solid when you're applying for higher training. See, towards the end of my core training, I already started planning into what I want to do after that. I knew that I wouldn't be doing higher training right away, so I started applying for specialty doctor jobs. I knew I would finish my core training sometime in May, so I started looking into specialty doctor jobs somewhere around December. So 5 months prior to knowing my core training is ending and my visa would be expiring. I've made a full-fledged video on how I applied for these jobs and how I got offered every single job that I sat interview for, and I will link the video up here. That video has lots of insight as to how to do well in your interviews. Okay, so coming back to this video, I obviously started my specialty doctor job this year in June, and I kind of knew when I started my specialty doctor job that I would be looking into applying for higher training in 2024, so I had to start planning while I had already just started a new job. So you're kind of looking, you know, ahead. That's how it works in the UK. You're planning your next steps quite far in advance, and sometimes it's even a year in advance. When I started my job in June, I knew that around September is when the window is going to open for higher training intake for 2024, and that would be February intake. There are 2 times in a year when training intake happens and trainees join training, which would be February and August. And I thought I'll just do a trial for February 2024 intake and see what the application process is like, what the interview process is like, what kind of things on my portfolio will score me how much and how much more effort I need to put in basically for August 2024 intake. I kind of went in with the mindset that if I do not get something I really want, and if I do not get something in London, then I'm not going to accept training. So that was my mindset when I applied for it. After the application, then you have the process of scoring yourself on your portfolio, and then they cross-check all the evidence that you upload with regards to the scoring, and then you have an interview as well. And your MRC Psych exams CAS score also contributes to the overall all UK rank, and that's 50%, so that's quite a chunk. And then 30 something percentage is your interview, and then the rest I can't fully remember. I'm going to put the breakdown of all the percentages over here, would be your portfolio marks. All of that combined, then you get allocated your all UK rank. What you do is, in the meanwhile, you do something called preferencing. What preferencing means is that they always give you the choice to preference or rank what your choice of subspecialty is and where all would you prefer doing it. So I obviously listed all London places only. I wasn't interested in anywhere outside of London for a few reasons, because I've kind of done my training here, because I've done my core training here in London. I'm used to life here in London. I do not drive. It's much more convenient for me to do my training in London because I don't need to have a car. I can commute to trust sites, I can commute between sites, and I can commute to my rotations and on calls via public transport. I've kind of gotten used to the busyness of London, and I never thought I would say those words, but yeah, for now I was looking into doing my high training in London. I don't know long term what my life is going to look like once I become a consultant. Where would I want to live. Maybe I'll go to the mountains and live in a small town and become a consultant there. But for now, I know I wanted to do my training in London. I wanted the busyness and I wanted a lot more exposure. I know that it's going to be busier in terms of caseload here, and that's what I'm looking for during my training. I obviously want to feel a bit busy so that I feel like I've learned a lot, then to feel fully confident when I become a consultant. That was where my headspace was at. And obviously it's London. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to be living and training in London? I know it's very expensive, but if you can, then I would fully recommend living in London. Okay, so that's the reason why I listed all the London places. And in terms of my preferencing, the specialty I have accepted is what my heart has always been set since my core training days. All my closest friends know that I can only envision myself being in that specialty. So I was like, if I don't get this, then I am not going to accept it, and it obviously also has to be in London. And the specialty that was my preference, there was only one place in whole of London in the preferencing. I literally put a screenshot for you guys. I will blur out all the trust names because I don't know if I feel fully comfortable people knowing where I'm going to be doing my training. You can see there was literally just one place in whole of London in the specialty I wanted. And the way it works is that once you've done your preferencing and then they've combined all your scores in terms of your application, you can get offered based on your rank and your score, based on that, and then your preferencing order and all that, if you're going to get matched basically. So basically this is your big match. So I told myself that maybe I will just sit it out. If I go onto the wait list, then it's fine, then I'll apply for August. Because to be fair, it's not that I'm complaining about my life right now. I'm in a good job and I like my team currently, and it's a really chill life in terms of Monday to Friday 9 to 5. I don't have on calls, I don't have weekends because it's a specialty doctor job. That way life has been absolutely great. Well, I think I am going to cue in the reaction video now because I filmed myself when I opened my email as to what I have been offered, and I'm going to cue the video now. So today is actually a very important day, and today is the day I find out whether or not I'm going to be offered a higher training spot in London or not. I want strictly London, and I want strictly I am not interested in strictly doing general adult. I don't want to do camps. I don't want to do learning disability. I don't want to do forensics. I woke up with a message that I have received an offer which says, you have received a new offer. Please log in to your Oriel account for more details. And that's what we are going to do now. I've been off, and there was just literally one place in whole of London. It's London! I hate my hair. Oh my god.
Congratulations. Congratulations. God bless. God bless.
Yay, I'll get kissy. I'll get kissy. I'll get kissy.
Congrats.
Yay!
Alright, so as you saw, I was super excited, and that's because I got offered what I wanted. And I am going to, maybe I'm going to hold on for a little bit before I tell you what the specialty is. So once you get offered specialty, you have 3 responses to it. One is you obviously accept it as is. The second is that if you don't want it, you can decline it, but if you decline it, then you're out of the game. What I mean by out of the game is that there's another option which is accept with upgrade. What that means is that you can get offered something which is quite down below on your preferencing list, and you can accept it and then apply for upgrade, which is that if someone rejects any of the offers above, or if someone doesn't accept something or for whatever reason doesn't join training, then you get upgraded to one of your preferences above. So you can do that as well. And there's this another option which is like 4th option but not really an option, is hold. So you kind of sit tight on that for the next few days until towards the end of it, then you kind of have to accept it or you have to decline it or whatever within the window period of when these offers are being made. So yeah, so now I'm going to reveal what's the specialty, and obviously it is in London, and the specialty is old age psychiatry. Woohoo! Okay, I'm just hearing for myself now. Oh my god, I've been off offered old age, and there was just literally one place in whole of London. So yeah, I'm going to be doing my higher training in old age psychiatry in London. I am so freaking excited and so grateful that this is a specialty. It's been my specialty of choice, and I think going into higher training sounds a bit less scarier for me now, knowing it's in old age psychiatry. That's something I've enjoyed the most in my core training. Yeah, so this is the end of the video. There's lots of videos coming your way wherein I'm going to navigate my life as a registrar. I am honestly shitting bricks. I am so freaking scared, but at the same time I'm very excited because it's in a specialty that I absolutely love. So I am super grateful to the universe for giving me that. So grateful for all the good wishes that you guys gave me on my Instagram reel and here on my YouTube shorts as well when I revealed to you I've gotten into higher training. Thank you so much for the support. We've come such a long way. I started the channel wherein I would introduce myself that hi, I'm a doctor working in London. It became hi, I'm a psychiatrist, and soon it's going to be hi, I'm an old age registrar, and then it's going to be a consultant many years down the line. I can't believe that I have sort of documented this journey, but I'm so glad I have, because I have something to look back on many years later. And I just wanted to thank you all for all the love and support you've shown this channel, and hopefully you're going to be a part of my journey as I figure out the next few years as a registrar. There's going to be lots of ups and lots of downs, and we are going to figure it out together. And that's it. This is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you could, then please do consider subscribing to my channel, and you can check out my Instagram page as well. I do share there quite often, which is every day. Obviously my YouTube videos are once every week, but my Instagram stories are every single day, and the reels there also make it to my YouTube shorts as well. But yeah, anyway, I'm just kind of giving a shameless plug in about my own Instagram page, and hope you're looking after yourself and your loved ones, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, sorry, it's been a while I've done this sit down videos, but if you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to hit the like button and share and subscribe to my channel, of course, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.